Dobson and Hook? Oh, Queen Street branch. Is that you, Violet? Mr. Hunt? No, we're getting rid of him for a few days. He's away on his spring holiday. The Scilly Isles. Yes, most appropriate. But Mr. Swindley's deputising for him if you'd like a word with him. Well, perhaps you're wise. Perhaps it would be safer to wait until Mr. Hunt returns. Right, bye for now.
Excuse me, Miss Sinclair.
Now, Norman, I thought I told you to wash down the floor of the loading bay.
Yeah, well, I'm having a bit of trouble, Miss Sinclair.
Oh, what sort of trouble?
Well, you know that stuff I'm using?
Stuff?
That concentrated caustic soda?
Yes.
Well, how much did you say I had to use?
Half a bottle to 2 gallons of water.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Norman, what have you done?
2 bottles to half a gallon of water.
Oh, you foolish boy. Do you not realize that concentrated caustic is very strong? It's a wonder it didn't burn a hole through the bottom of the bucket.
It did.
Norman, you don't improve with keeping.
Morning, Miss Sinclair.
Ah, good morning, Mr. Swindley.
Norman.
Morning, Mr. Swinley.
Coat, Norman.
You've got it on, Mr. Swinley.
I'm aware that I have it on. I want you to help me take it off.
Oh,
Norman, remember that Mr. Swindley's the acting manager.
you forgot to put your jacket on, Mr. Swinley. Oh.
I hope there'll be no easing up while our leader is away in the Scilly Isles.
Is he off there again?
I beg your pardon?
With the country and the state it is, he ought to stay at work.
Who?
Our leader, Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson.
Prime Minister.
No, Mr. Hunt.
No, it's definitely Mr. Wilson.
Norman, Mr. Hunt, our branch manager, is enjoying a few days' holiday in the Scilly Isles.
Oh, I see. I'm with you now, Mr. Swindley.
Good.
Here, perhaps we'll meet Mr. Wilson while he's over there.
I have a lot of work to do, Norman.
Norman, I think you had better return to the loading bay.
Right.
Look, Norman, before you go, we might as well dispose of these. Good heavens! What's happened now?
There's a hole in my bucket, Mr. Swindley.
Then mend it, dear Norman.
Right on, Mr. Swindley.
Well, I suppose we'll have to be tolerant. Bottomless bucket notwithstanding. Let's mop this up, Miss Sinclair.
Yes, here you are, Mr. Swindley. Oh,
Yeah.
mess.
Oh dear.
Is there something wrong, Mr. Swindley?
Yes, this is the weekly sales report. Mr. Hunt should have sent this off before he went away. Dear. This is tantamount to negligence. Confidentially, Miss Sinclair, I'm beginning to wonder if he isn't overdoing things.
Well, he's certainly not the human dynamo he used to be.
It grieves me to hear people refer to him as Weary Wally.
Mr. Swindley?
Now, have you noticed how he's having to take longer and longer lunch hours? You know, quite frankly, Miss Sinclair, I'm getting worried about his ability to hold this job down.
Mr. Swindley?
Still, he has got me to lean on.
I'll lean on you in a minute, Swindley.
Mr. Hunt, I thought you were sunning yourself in the Scillies.
No. Over the hill, am I? Carrying me, are you?
I'll just attend to these figures. sir.
Yes, Swindley, you better had. Oh, and Swindley.
Yes, sir.
Inform the staff. Spread the word.
Spread the word.
Weary Wally's back.
Quite so.
Now, Mr. Hunt, I'm quite sure that Mr. Swindley didn't mean that you're half as bad as you seem.
Miss Sinclair, the less said about Mr. Swindley this morning, the better. There are more important things. For one thing, it looks as though I shall have to cancel my holiday.
Oh, that's a pity. Well, what seems to be the trouble?
The trouble is that oversized, overfed, unmanageable creature that dominates my household.
Not your mother-in-law again.
I'm talking about the dog.
Oh, forgive me, Mr. Hunt. Well, what's the matter with the poor wee fellow?
He's hardly a poor wee fellow. He's 3 stone heavier than my wife, and she's no Jean Shrimpton.
Well, how big is he? Are you sure it's a dog?
He's a St. Bernard, king size.
Oh, what's he called?
Marmaduke Christopher Golden Paw St. John of Flint.
That's not a name, it's a directory. What does he answer to?
Fluff.
Well, I thought he was safely tucked away in kennels.
He was until this morning, then they expelled him.
Expelled him?
Yeah, mind you, I don't blame them after what he did.
Oh, he's been a wee bit mischievous?
Our Fluff just happened to chew up a pair of gumboots.
Oh, what did the kennel owner say?
I couldn't repeat it. He was in them at the time. On top of that, during the night he dug a tunnel underneath the wire fencing surrounding the kennel.
Oh, and the next morning he was gone?
No, but the other 83 dogs had.
He certainly seems to be quite a character.
He's ruined my flaming holiday.
Oh, surely not, Mr. Hunt. There must be other kennels he can stay at.
Miss Sinclair, he's been to 27 other kennels, and they've all said he must not sit or on the premises again. Oh, perhaps I should send him to Whipsnade.
That's not a bad idea. Where's Fluff now?
At home with the wife.
Dobson and Hook. Oh, just a moment, please. It's your wife.
Oh,
She sounds very distressed.
hello, dear. Tell me the worst. Oh, no, not the rose trees. Not all of them. Oh, and that vase your mother gave us? Oh, good. I mean, oh, dear. Sorry. Yes, about that. What? No, don't take the doormat off him. You know what the vet said? He mustn't be repressed. Now, listen, dear. Stop crying. I promise you we will go on holiday. I know what. Look, bring him to the phone. I'll talk to him. Fluff? That you, Fluff? You know that is. Now listen to me, Fluff. Sit, boy, sit. Now you've been a bad, bad dog. You understand? Bad dog. No bones. No bones. Heel, boy. Heel. Well, I expect that quietened him down. Oh, well, put him in a taxi and send him round here. I'll talk to him here. What? Listen, I expect... Hello? Hello? Dead?
Not your wife.
No, the phone. I expect a detective.
Well, you've certainly got a problem dog there, Mr. Hunt.
I just seem to keep asking myself, where did we go wrong? I mean, it's not as though we have a history of this sort of thing in the family. We had a spaniel once for years. It was perfectly normal.
Perhaps the trouble lies within the dog himself.
Well, he did have a rather disturbed puppyhood. His father was called up for Alpine Rescue Service, and his mother went as a model for Hennessy's.
Oh, poor wee creature.
Well, I don't know. I just don't know what we're going to do. What more can I do? I've even stopped him watching television.
But, Mr. Hunt, surely there must be somebody who'd look after your dog while you're away on holiday.
Will you?
Well, I'd love to, Mr. Hunt, but I'm afraid it's
Exactly.
quite impossible.
What idiot would lumber themselves with a backward dog like Fluff?
Look at them, Norman. God's creatures all, not an evil thought between them.
These look a bit viscous to me, Mr. Swindley.
Bit what?
A bit viscous.
Oh, the humble hamster. Nonsense, Norman. Little bundles of furry innocence. They react, you know, to human vibrations. They can tell immediately if you like them. Now take this little fellow, for instance. He knows instinctively that I'm his friend.
Perhaps you're not vibrating enough, Mr. Swindley.
Get some plaster.
All right, Mr. Swindley.
Ah, Swindley, there you are. I'd like a word with you.
Ah, Mr. Hunt. Now, if it's about this morning, let me explain, sir.
Explain? There's nothing to explain, Swindley.
That's very magnanimous of you, sir.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I have a rather difficult domestic problem.
Not your au pair girl again, sir.
No, not the au pair girl. It's the dog this time. Now then, as you know, Mrs. Hunt and I were supposed to be going away today.
Ah, yes, the beautiful Isles of Scilly. St. Mary's, Tresco, St. Martin's, St. Agnes.
Yes, all right, Swindley. Well, the point is I can't find anybody to look after the dog. I mean, I put him in kennels only he'd pine, but he's getting sensitive, hates being alone.
Oh, he sounds a gregarious little fellow.
Oh, yes, he is indeed, Swindley. You see, he's so interested in people. Oh, it's a problem.
Well, I think perhaps I could help you, sir. Why don't you let him stay with me until you return?
Swindley, what a wonderful idea. I'd never have thought of that.
Oh, I think it's the least I can do for you, sir.
You won't regret it?
Oh, I'm quite sure I won't. I'm looking forward to meeting the little rascal. Is there anything I should know about him?
No, no, Swindley?
Well, I mean, food-wise, is he a liver-rich fan or a marrowbone whisker jelly or...
Swindley, he'll eat anything.
Really? What size is he?
Dog size. You like him. Oh, you like him.
Yes, I'm sure we shall get on famously. If I may say so, sir, with all due modesty, I do have a certain way with animals.
Here we are, Mr. Swindley.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Mr. Hunt, Miss Sinclair says, can you spare a minute? She's in the corridor by the rest room.
What does she want?
Well, I'm not quite sure, sir, but it's something to do with a taxi driver and a chap called Bernard.
Swindley, I'll be right back.
Yes,
Go away.
certainly, sir.
Oh, Mr. Swindley, Mrs. Edgley says, will you be in for lunch? It's cottage pie.
No, I shall be lunching at home today.
Right, I'll go and tell her.
By the way, I want you to slip down to the market and order a pound of horse meat and some offal, please.
Just as you like, Mr. Swindley, but if I were you, I'd take a chance on the cottage pie.
All right, Miss Swindley. Miss Sinclair, what's happening? I can't bear to look.
Your dog's arrived, Mr. Hunt. The taxi driver's just trying to get him out of the cab.
Oh, good.
Oh, dear.
What is it?
Fluff's just dragged him back in again.
That's going to cost me a tip.
I think it's going to cost you more than that, Mr. Hunt. Fluff's had him in and out 3 times already.
Oh, look, I better get down there.
Yes, I think you had. I'm a bit worried about the traffic warden.
What traffic warden?
Well, he got in the cab a few minutes ago to help, and I've not seen him since.
Oh, hello, Mr. Hunt. Norman, come along with me. I've got a bit...
Mr. Hunt, you
Yes?
better hurry. There's a police sergeant there now.
What's he doing?
Oh, nothing for the moment. Fluff's sitting on him.
Oh, come on.
No, Mrs. Hunt, your husband's not in at the moment. By the way, don't worry about your holiday. I'm looking after Fluff for you. Yes, I've just arranged it with Mr. Hunt. He's mad. Oh, I don't know. Mr. Hunt's always been a little high-spirited. I would hardly... Oh, I see. Yes. Talking about the dog, quite. Oh, I wouldn't say I was particularly brave. I think you're rather exaggerating, Mrs. Hunt. From what Mr. Hunt tells me, he sounds a lovable little fellow.
Now get in there, Fluff. Get in. No, leave go. Leave go. Oh, Norman. He's a bit playful, isn't he? He's a bit playful.
Are you the manager?
I am, madam.
Well, what are you going to do about my sausages?
I beg your pardon?
Your dog has just eaten 2 pounds of sausages out of my shopping bag.
New hat, new coat, new covers for the back seat of the car. 15 quid.
What are you going to do about my sausages?
Look, now, one at a
Miss
time.
Blunt?
I know, a new Macintosh.
What about my sausages?
Look,
All right, where is he?
where's who?
Cassius Clay of the canine world.
Oh, it's all right. He's safely locked up in there, Constable.
Sergeant,
You're not wearing stripes?
I was.
Look, this
What
amounts
are you
to
doing
18
about my
Look,
sausages?
please, just a moment now. You'll all get him under... Look, no, take him down to the cashier's office right away.
Right on, Mr. Hunt. This way, please.
I should very well think so.
Well, Mr. Hunt, Fluff arrived.
He has indeed, Swindley.
Excellent. Where is he?
In there.
Oh, I'll just go make my acquaintance. Gain his confidence. I always think this first meeting is very important. It's essential at the outset that he should know who is going to be master.
Oh, I wonder what's happened.
I think they've decided who's going to be master.
There you are, Fluff. I think you were quite comfortable on the floor. It's draft-free, and the blankets are new cellular snug warms. I want you to treat this exactly as if it were your own home. And as soon as Norman comes back with the meat, we'll have supper. Walkers at 11 o'clock sharp. Excuse me. Ah, Miss...
Battle. Where is it?
I beg your pardon?
I said, where is it?
Where is what?
Don't be facetious. I'm referring to that animal you brought in. Whatever it was.
If you're talking about Fluff, he's just staying with me for a few days.
It's against the rules.
Rules? What rules?
No pets are allowed in these flats. It's in the lease.
Oh, it's in the lease. Poor Fluff. Another victim of bureaucracy.
Rules are rules. I'm reporting you to the landlord.
Now look, Miss Brittle.
Battle.
What? Surely we don't need to trouble Mr. Hobson with this.
I think we do. It is against the rules to fill the place with dogs.
Oh, come, Miss Battle. There's only one dog.
One dog leads to other dogs.
Not in 4 days, surely.
Don't be disgusting, Mr. Swindley. I'm reporting you to Mr. Hobson. It is a flagrant contravention of the agreement.
Perhaps you'd like to take it a stage further and report me to the Security Council.
You're being facetious again.
Well, really, Miss Battle. I do think you're being a little dogmatic. Remember, Miss Battle, that rules are made for the guidance of wise men and the obedience of fools.
How dare you?
I've not got over that little misunderstanding about my cello practice.
Well, it sounded like a cat. But I'm not wrong this time. You will be hearing from Mr. Hobson. I'll stand by you, Fluff. Now, down on your blankets. Down. Down, boy.
Well, after 3 then. 1, 2, 3, down. Now, be careful. You've just got to understand each other. This is where I sleep. And that's where you sleep. Now, it's quite comfortable. I'll show you. Now.
Were you asleep, Mr. Swinley?
I was just trying to persuade Fluff to get down on the blankets.
Well, he looks very comfortable where he is.
Yes, that's what I'm afraid of. Did you get the meat?
Yes, it's on the table in the other room.
Perhaps you can tempt him down with a titbit. Come on.
Is that all right, Mr. Swinley?
Oh, yes, that looks very succulent.
I brought him some bones as well.
That's very thoughtful of you, Norman. Look, put a few of these biscuits on the blanket with you. That might move him.
Right, Mr. Swinley.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Hobson.
And a good evening to you, Mr. Swindley. All right if I come in?
Please do.
Just been having a long talk with Miss Bottle.
Miss Brittle, yes. Rather an imaginative lady.
She tells me that you are breaking the rules about animals on the premises.
Is she accusing me of harbouring a dog?
From her description, it sounded more like a Shetland pony.
Yes, as I said, a somewhat imaginative lady.
Well, you have a big appetite, Mr. Swindley.
I'm expecting company for dinner.
Well, they won't go short, will they?
Very droll.
Now, Mr. Swindley, I know you're a man of your word.
Oh, yes, yes, I am indeed.
Good. I will accept your word, Mr. Swindley. Will you state categorically that you have not got a dog in this flat?
I beg your pardon?
Have you or have you not got a dog in this flat?
I have not.
What was that then?
What was what then?
That then?
I think perhaps that was Norman.
Norman?
A young colleague from the store. He's inclined to be a little chesty.
I think I should like to see this Norman.
Yes. Norman?
Yes, Mr. Swinley?
Ah, eats dog biscuits, does he? No wonder he's a little chesty.
I was explaining to Mr. Hobson about the chest.
What, Mr. Swinley?
The chest, the bad chest.
Oh, have you, Mr. Swinley? I'm sorry.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave.
Marvelous. Didn't move his lips. He's a ventriloquist as well, is he?
All right, Mr. Hobson. I see that my little subterfuge has failed. I must apologize. I was attempting to mislead you.
It's quite all right, Mr. Swindley. Please think no more about it.
That's very charitable of you. Let that be a lesson to you, Norman. It always pays to tell the truth. I must say I'm most relieved. I am not by nature a deceitful man.
Now, please don't worry about it, Mr. Swindley. After all, I'm hardly likely to turn you out in the street for the sake of a dog.
Of course not.
Just as long as he's out by 9 in the morning.
I suppose, Norman, that you wouldn't consider...
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Swinley, but we've got me Aunt Nellie and her 2 children staying with us, and we've only got 2 bedrooms. Anyway, our cat's allergic to dogs.
Quite so.
Well, I'll be off then, Mr. Swinley.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Swinley.
Fluff's still on my bed.
Oh, no, Mr. Swinley.
Oh, good.
I've tucked him in.
Tucked him in. Oh, there we are. Home at last. Oh, I thought we'd never make it. Right, Fluff. Down on your blankets. No, down on your blanket.
All right. What's going on?
Going on.
All that racket, clattering milk bottles, muddy paw marks in my vestibule.
I've just been taking Fluff for a walk.
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
It was 11 o'clock last evening when we set out.
That's 4 hours. That's quite a long walk.
That's quite a big dog. I wanted to return at 11:30, but Fluff had other ideas.
I'm sorry, Mr. Swindley. This is it. That dog must go here and now.
Oh, come now, Mr. Hobson. Couldn't you turn a blind eye? After all, we haven't disturbed anybody.
You have, me for one. No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Swindley. If it was up to me, you could have a dog here, you could have a dozen dogs here. But I'm only the agent for the owners. I'm simply a pawn.
Pawn.
Exactly. A prawn in the hands of the owners. Now, Mr. Swindley, the choice is yours.
Oh, I have a choice then?
Yes, you have a choice. I'm a fair man. Either that dog goes now, or you both go tomorrow.
I see. Hobson's choice. Pardon the expression. Well, I'll go and tell the dog. Are you awake, Fluff? I've got something to tell you. Ah. Oh, dear.
What's the trouble?
He must have been listening at the door. He's disappeared. Must have gone out through the window. Poor Fluff. Unwanted. No wonder he has delinquent tendencies. I only hope that he doesn't do anything silly.
I think he has.
I've been attacked by it's in my bed!
Oh, calm down, Miss Battle. He's only being playful.
I will not calm down. This is the last straw. Just as soon as I've packed a few things, I'm leaving my flat.
You're leaving?
Oh, please,
It's
Miss
a
Battle.
madhouse. What with Yehudi Menu in here scraping away on his cello half the night.
Yehudi Menuhin plays the violin. Pablo Casals, perhaps. Tortelier.
Shut up! You can keep your flat. I am leaving tonight. I refuse to share my home with wild, rapacious animals and Max Jaffa.
Wrong again.
Well, you have lost me a tenant, Mr. Swindley.
Oh, dear, yes, I suppose this really is the last straw. It looks like camp beds in the storeroom. I'll go and pack.
Now, please don't bother. You're quite all right here.
What about my canine companion?
He is more than welcome, I assure you.
I don't understand.
I have been trying to get rid of that lady for ages. She has done nothing but complain ever since she came here. And your dog, Mr. Swindley, has accomplished more in 3 minutes than I've been able to do in 3 months.
Can you hear anything, Norman?
Yes, a sort of ticking.
Ticking?
It's my watch. It's got rather a loud tick.
Norman, can you hear anything of Fluff?
Not a sound. Quiet as a lamb.
Mr. Swindley's done wonders with that dog. He's a regular St. Francis.
No, Miss Sinclair, it's St. Bernard.
Morning, Miss Sinclair.
Ah, Mr. Hunt, did you enjoy your holiday?
The hotel was diabolical. It never stopped raining. The wife never stopped nagging.
Any more questions?
No, I think that just about covers everything.
Oh, did you see Mr. Wilson?
Prime Minister, sir.
Norman, will you come along? There's work to be done.
Well, Swindley, let's have a look at the new Fluff. Where is he?
Awaiting you in the restroom, sir. I think you'll find him a changed dog. His delinquent days are over, and he's now ready to take his place as a useful member of society.
Ah, but one. Let's see this paragon of virtue.
Well, I think perhaps you'd better go in alone, sir, for the first meeting. Just the two of you, for this happy reunion.
It's my dog, not my long-lost brother.
Quite so. Touching moment.
Mr. Hunt! Swindley! Swindley! Ah!